Well, now back to league action and a trip to Crewe, and playing them fairly recently, obviously been in different leagues, but they've got a good ethos and they started the season well.
They have indeed. They've got a real identity to them. They're a team that have been together for quite a while now, a few years, a lot of the players, which is always an advantage, always a help. They understand each other's roles very, very well. Footballing wise, they're the best team I've seen this season. In terms of the understanding of positions and space. So defensively we need to be really switched on. We've gone through all that today. And it's going to be a very tough game.
Yeah, without being disrespectful to others, when you look at League One, you know our ethos and you know Crewe's ethos probably more than any other team in terms of their identity, and it's important to have that identity. I know you've spoken about it before.
Absolutely, I've got a lot of respect for Crewe as a club. They always churn out players, very good young players. They've got a real crop of them in this team. They always try and play in a particular way which demands a lot of good technical players. So I've got a lot of respect for them as a club. The manager's done a great job getting them promoted. They've lost the last 3, but they've been very, very close games, and in fact 2 of those games they should have won comfortably. So I'm not getting kidded by that, but in the sense of it's going to be a very tough game because they're a good team.
And in terms of players, Charlie Kirk, I think has caught the eye. He's a good player. He's a good example of how they bring players through.
Yeah, he is, but there's many of them, you know, and I like a lot of the way the things they do, the way they play. But listen, we're going there. We're full of confidence, full of belief, and the players are in a very good place. Obviously, we rested a few of them against Oxford, and most of them against Cambridge. Oxford again, players come in, did well, did a good job. So we've managed to utilise the squad well. Obviously Cambridge losing on penalties, but we didn't lose in 90 minutes. So yeah, it's been a good week. We've got a bit of freshness into the ones that needed it, but when you break a cycle of games, you've got to be careful with the next one. So listen, we're going there not underestimating them, respecting them as we do all opposition, but we know that if we continue doing certain things, we're a very hard team to play against at the moment.
Yeah, obviously no Jack Taylor away on international duty. Lewis Reed played last week. I guess people would expect that to be the change, but Ethan showed on Tuesday and in the game against Oxford that he's very willing and very able to do the job as well.
Yeah, we've got 4 very good midfield players. I think I've said that quite a few times this season. Ethan on Saturday against Oxford was very good, in the second half in particular. Strong, took the ball. He's different. I think he's different to the other 3, I've got to be honest. In terms, well, one, he's left-footed, but also he's got that running power with him without the ball. He only got taken off because it was a tactical decision. I felt we needed Jono up front. So yeah, and really was very good against Oxford as well. So I've got to pick between one of those 2. And obviously the other will be on the bench, and I do think it's a game that the substitutions will play an important part in.
Yeah, and Ethan, fitness-wise, as you say, he looked very strong in that second half. You've been pleased with him, fitness, because obviously you say he had to catch up just like a number of others.
Yeah, he had to play catch up, but he's a very fit boy, lives his life very, very well. You know, he's very low maintenance, Ethan, and like I say, he's different and brings different attributes to the other 3.
Yeah, Karl Parker obviously been out on loan at King's Lynn, didn't get the game time that he obviously wanted. He's sort of back in the building at this moment in time. Played on Tuesday and put in a decent performance. And with him, I suppose it's very difficult now, isn't it? Because you've got to manage him because he's obviously not going to get as much game time as he probably would like.
I thought Karl Parker was one of our better players on Tuesday. I thought he did very well. Yeah, we have to be careful when we send players out on loan. Obviously, we get told that they're going to be playing. And even though King's Lynn didn't do particularly well in results, he still wasn't playing, so that was frustrating. But I can't control what other managers do. But we brought him back. We'll look to get him out on loan again. In the meantime, what we've done is arrange a game next Tuesday and the following Tuesday for these younger players like Cartwright, Coppin. They need to get games. So that's vitally important we do that. And the other ones, you know, on Tuesday, particularly the top end of the pitch, they need to be better. The quality, when I watched it back, I was pleased with the attitude, but the quality was nowhere near. And the younger players need to step up. We need them, and I've explained that to them today, that they have to have a mentality. They're going to give me a real problem because we're going to need them.
Yeah, people have been talking a lot about injuries in terms of the higher level because of the sheer volume of games, and that's why you create a squad. But as you say, those younger players are part of that squad, so ultimately they've got to be ready when called upon.
Absolutely, I've got to have trust in that I can pick them and play them. That's the reason why you have a squad. So in terms of that, I was disappointed with the quality on Tuesday. But that aside, perhaps because they've not a regular football might have something to do with it, I don't know. Certainly they fatigued a little bit towards the end. So these games coming up in the next couple of weeks are going to be important. I expect us to be really at it because it's a big run of games we've got coming up. And they're very, very important to this football club. But they need to understand that it can't be just taken for granted that they're going to be with the first team all the time. Perhaps that's crept in a little bit.
You got rested into some players at Oxford, obviously Joe Ward, Dan Butler, Bart Beavers. Obviously Nathan Thompson was having a scan. Have we got any update on?
Yeah, he'll be out for about 3 weeks.
Okay.
So it's an old injury that he's sort of re-injured, I suppose, for want of a better word. And there's a little bit of problem in his hamstring. He didn't feel anything. We freshened him up, obviously leaving him out of Shrewsbury. We felt good. I think the journey coming straight off the bus and playing might be a problem, something I need to look at. But we are facing different challenges with the COVID. We just have to get on with it. But no, it's just a little bit of a problem. Listen, he won't. I would have guessed that if the Chorley game would have been a league game, he'd probably be ready for that. So that would probably say that he would be back for Wimbledon. So he's going to miss the next 3 games.
Yeah, and people would assume now Mason just slot back in, but again, you've got options there because others have performed well.
I've got good options in terms of if we play 3 centre halves. Niall's the most natural one to come in as a right back. I suppose Joe Ward could play there, but yeah, there are options, and that's why we've got a squad. And unfortunately, we have picked up this injury over the whole course of the games, but I have to say we've managed that. And the staff and everyone deserves a lot of credit about how we've managed that period, and we've got another one coming up from Blackpool onwards. I think it's 9 games in 28 days, so it's very demanding. But it's the same for everyone.
And Manager of the Month for October, you obviously recognise the work your staff have done. It's always a team game, whether it's an individual award. Yeah,
it's obviously a Manager of the Month, but I class it as I suppose you could call it a Team of the Month in terms of players. Have been outstanding. Have been an absolute credit, all of them. And my staff have been superb. And it's vitally important that we have this unity and togetherness, which we have, and I think you can see that. My staff have worked very, very hard. Obviously Mark coming in the summer, he's been outstanding and added to the ones that were here last season, so I've been delighted, and it's a team effort. It really is a team award. I would always class it as that.